Hey solar folks, Jeremy Allen here at Wholesale Solar. We offer two different types of lithium ferrophosphate batteries for your off-grid systems, Simpliphi and Discover batteries. Our friend David Norman is here today to discuss a few of the differences between the two.
The more commonly known of the two batteries, and the more, I guess it's been longer commercially available, and they have a hell of a marketing engine, is Simpliphi. They make a historically 3.4, now 3.5 kilowatt hour battery. It's very good, reliable. Every installer I've spoken to that uses it says it works great once it's installed. In looking at that battery though, in comparison to what we would have, and we'll just compare 48 volt nominal batteries, so we're apples to apples. First of all, this is the form factor. 6.65 kilowatt hours compared to 3.5 kilowatt hours, it's almost double. We talked about this as it pertained to lead acid before, the number of electrical connections. Just simply, it takes two batteries of theirs to make the same usable power as one of these. They're both the same chemistry. They're using the LFP cells, so they're both going to be very stable. They're both going to provide you a lot of longevity and cycle life. They both have virtually the same dollar cost per kilowatt hour upfront cost. When it comes down to and where we really shine in relation to Simpliphi battery is scalability and size of systems. Simpliphi batteries are probably great, and I would say their sweet spot, and they'd probably say their sweet spot too, is in installations where it's 4 batteries or less. They're very particular about their DC cabling and cable requirements and the like, and above 4 batteries starts to become quite onerous on the installer in terms of time consumption, installation time and the conduit, etc., to sort that out. With our batteries, again, they're twice as big, so there's fewer connections, less need for paralleling. We also scale really nicely and linearly. Okay, so you can take a virtually unlimited number, but let's say 10, 15 batteries for the Discover batteries, and connect them in parallel, and as long as the cabling is sized correctly to handle the current, that's all we really care about. We don't really care how they're installed or the length of the jumpers between the batteries that are paralleling them. You're literally getting an extra battery's capacity every time you add a battery. So if this is a 6.65 kilowatt hour battery that can be charged at 130 amps 1C rate, then 2 batteries are 6.65 times 2, which is 13 plus kilowatt hours, and it can be charged at 260 amps. Total energy in or out of the battery at a time. I guess when it comes down to that, one of the distinguishing features would be the BMS design. And frankly speaking, Discover Battery is a battery company and has been a battery company since 1950. They understand lead acid batteries and how they work, and when we went to make lithium iron phosphate or advanced energy storage battery, we tried to take all those learnings we had from years of doing lead acid batteries and put them into a lithium. So we can handle high surges. We can do 5 times inrush. We can charge at 1C continuous and discharge at 1C continuous. Simpliphi batteries are some subset of that, and they can't do that fully. So you're going to have an increased recharge time, and you're going to have a decreased amount of battery or power you can pull from a single battery. Another fundamental example, I guess, is the communications that are built in. If you choose to operate our batteries and have them intercommunicate and basically talk to one another, there's 2 variations you can do to that. Either you can connect them together through our own CAN bus network, which is called AE bus, which for all intents and purposes allows a multiple battery string to behave and act as a single battery. Okay, it would present itself and behave and balance itself battery to battery through a very complex and very fast acting CAN network that allows the battery to, again, for all intents and purposes, appear as one large battery. The other thing we can do, as we have that communications capability on board, is we can perform closed loop communications with the other ancillary parts of the system, charge controllers, inverter chargers, where we can talk directly to them, and not only just talk and put information out like broadcast state of charge or battery voltage or things like that, but we can actually have dynamic control mechanisms. When there's an inverter charger attached to this piece, and we'll use Schneider Electric for example at this point in time, And this battery is attached to a Schneider Electric inverter via ZAN bus, which is their proprietary CAN bus network. When there's a charging that needs to be done to the battery, we take over and the BMS drives. That charger then becomes just a dumb CCCV slave to the master that the battery is, and the battery can taper and dynamically control the charge parameters so that it recharges faster. In side-by-side comparisons, we get a 25% improvement in recharge time by doing that. Ultimately, both batteries are designed well, they're going to perform well, they're going to be reliable, and they cost about the same amount. The difference would be the fit for application, and my suggestion would be that Simpliphi batteries are great for homeowners with small residential systems or for cottage owners and the like. But if you have a large system or you're a homeowner that's living entirely off-grid and dependent upon your batteries, this is more a purpose-built battery for that application.